operating from Paris Charles de Gaulle to their base at Newark in New York. Again at high level, but looking to the rear of the visitor park, an aircraft heading away from us. Almost missed that.
800, although that's only 5 years old.
To British Aerospace and the RJX, because of course the aircraft was manufactured about 3 miles away from here, over at the former British Aerospace facility at Woodford. So as I say, pop across, go and have a chat with the guys, and I'm sure they'll have some very, very interesting information to impart about the aircraft.
So, that's the Ryanair 737 previous dimension off to Dublin, flight FR5552. Airlines operate. We saw the ATR, earlier ATR 72 from Belfast Harbour. Aer Lingus Region will also operate the Dublin route with the ATR 72 on behalf of Aer Lingus. So going back up above us at high level, you can see a couple of movements almost crossing over there. One heading away from us is a KLM, Boeing 787-10 Dream.
From Paris Charles de Gaulle to Montreal. And having seen the Virgin Atlantic Airbus A330 depart for Orlando about 15-20 minutes or so ago, about to touch down. Virgin Atlantic Airbus A330 inbound from Orlando.
So in terms of what this Virgin A330 will do to get to Terminal 2, it's a very large aircraft, too big to do a 180-degree turn on the runway, and the 90-degree turns off the runway to the south side. It's quite sharp for it, so the only real alternative for these aircraft is to go to the end of the runway and vacate on the bit of taxiway alpha that's open. You'll see it do it shortly. Go into that little loop, and when there's a quiet period or a gap on inbounds, they'll backtrack the aircraft.
Just to Dublin service.
So it's the KLM finally departing on the south side to Amsterdam, and you'll see a business jet taxiing out to
the capital, Lisbon. Embraer, of course, Brazilian aircraft manufacturer based about 80 miles outside of Sao Paulo in Brazil. These aircraft have become very, very popular, particularly in America, operating what we call thin routes, which is basically airports that have short runways and small passenger numbers, and they use these aircraft to filter passengers to the bigger hubs. And Embraer's been so successful that branched out into executive aircraft, one of which Chris was just mentioning, the Phenom on the far side of the airfield.
And I mentioned the options for the controllers with the taxiway closed. One option for the smaller aircraft is to do a 180-degree turn on the runway. Anything from an Airbus A320 737 size and smaller is capable of doing a 180-degree turn on a 46-metre wide runway. It's the standard width of
routing from Brussels to Newark. Just mentioning the JetBlue Airbus A321neo, we're seeing quite an increase now in the single-aisled long-range Airbus A321s operating transatlantic services. It's going to increase significantly as they develop even longer range versions of the aircraft. People like JetBlue and Air Transat. We've got Air Portugal now operating them from Lisbon across to Brazil. These aircraft now are capable of 9-10 hour flights, so not unusual, as I say, to see them operating on the transatlantic routes by a number of airlines.
So that's the Ryanair 737 that's just operating the service from Beauvais, doing the 180-degree turn on the runway. And you'll see outbound on the left-hand side is Turkish Airlines A3.
Taxi announced the departure there, looking very attractive in the Manchester sunlight. Brussels Airlines Airbus A320 in the special colour scheme featuring the Belgian comic character Tintin. That aircraft, of course, unsurprisingly, getting back to Brussels. The airline has a number of these Airbus A320s in various different special colour schemes. This one was Smurfs. There's also Brussels Airlines heads off back to Brussels. Coming towards us, a couple more high-level flyovers. One heading directly north, the first of them, which is a Air France Airbus A350, routed from Paris Charles de Gaulle to Montreal. And then behind that, we can see a coming straight towards us.
The area of the route Saudi operates to Jeddah, which is on the next station, not quite a long flight as the flight